The ripple effect. A young woman stands by a still lake, tossing a small pebble into the water. Her Zen teacher asks her to observe the ripples spreading out. "Your actions are like this pebble," he says, "small but capable of great impact." How does this understanding help her overcome her doubts? The endless path. A student climbs a mountain, believing the summit holds all the answers. Along the way, they encounter a Zen monk who tells them, the summit is not the goal, but the journey to it is. What does the student discover on their climb? The floating leaf. A warrior watches a leaf float effortlessly down a stream. A Zen master explains, the leaf doesn't resist the current, yet it reaches its destination. How does this realization change the warrior's approach to challenges? The weaver of dreams. A weaver struggling to complete a tapestry visits a Zen master. The master tells her, focus not on the outcome but on each thread you place. How does this advice transform her perspective on achieving her dream? The silent drum. A young drummer loses their rhythm during an important performance. A Zen master advises, the music is not in the drum but in the silence between beats. How does this wisdom help the drummer find their flow and excel? The paper crane. A child folds paper cranes, hoping to make 1,000 for good fortune but becomes frustrated. A wise elder shows them how each fold, no matter how small, contributes to the whole. How does this lesson inspire the child to continue? The shadow's lesson. A man seeks to escape his shadow, running endlessly until he collapses from exhaustion. A Zen master tells him, to escape your shadow, simply stand in the light. How does this story inspire someone to face their fears? The wind and the bamboo. A strong wind breaks mighty trees, but the bamboo bends and survives. A Zen master uses this as a metaphor to teach a young leader about flexibility and resilience. How does this story guide the leader to success? The sleeping giant. A village fears a giant said to awaken when disturbed. A young monk visits and discovers the giant is simply a metaphor for untapped potential. How does the monk help the villagers unlock their hidden strengths? The mirror of truth. A traveler finds an ancient mirror in a Zen temple that reveals their true potential. At first, they are frightened, but a monk encourages them to embrace what they see. How does this experience lead them to achieve their goals? The phoenix in the ashes. A carpenter's workshop burns to the ground, leaving him with nothing but tools and ashes. A Zen master tells him, the phoenix rises not despite the fire but because of it. How does this wisdom help him rebuild his craft and his life? The lantern in the fog. A traveler is lost in a dense fog and stumbles upon a Zen monk carrying a dim lantern. The monk says, even the smallest light can guide the way forward. How does this inspire the traveler to find clarity in their journey? The sleeping tiger. A novice fears failure and hesitates to act, comparing himself to a sleeping tiger. A Zen master teaches, the tiger is powerful not because it is awake, but because it knows when to wake. How does this inspire the novice to embrace timing and action? The garden within. A young woman struggles to find her path. A Zen monk gives her a patch of barren land and asks her to cultivate it. As her garden blooms, she learns lessons about patience, care, and growth. How does this reflect her personal transformation? The kite and the wind. A boy struggles to fly a kite in strong winds and grows frustrated. A Zen master explains, the kite rises not by fighting the wind but by dancing with it. How does this change the boy's approach to challenges? The infinite circle. A calligrapher is frustrated with drawing the perfect circle. A Zen teacher explains, the perfect circle is not drawn with the hand but with the heart. How does this understanding help the calligrapher find mastery? The weightless stone. A man carries a heavy stone up a hill to prove his strength. A Zen monk observes and says, the strongest carry no weight at all. How does this provoke the man to reconsider what strength means? The echo in the cave. A child shouts angrily into a cave and hears the anger echoed back. A Zen master teaches, life mirrors what you send into it. How does this realization change the child's behavior? The thread of the spider. A Zen master shows a student how a spider spins its web, thread by thread. The spider doesn't doubt the web it weaves, the master says. How does this inspire the student to trust their own process of creating something meaningful? The flowing ink. A painter hesitates to make the first stroke on a blank canvas. A Zen monk spills ink on the canvas, creating a bold splash. Imperfection is the seed of creation, he says. How does this inspire the painter to begin?